What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new Teamfight Tactics video. Now, yesterday I brought out a video on Twisted Fate as he's getting added in on patch 9.14. Well, today I'm going to go through everything else they're changing when that patch drops to Teamfight Tactics. So, a lot of people have been complaining about stuff like items, stuff like certain champions, so I'm going to go through everything they have changed, and also I will explain how Ranked is currently working on PvE, but they may tweak it still because it is very odd the way they've done it so far. But without further ado, let's kick things off. So, the first thing I want to talk about today is the fact that they've added a great new feature in, where every time that you battle against someone, so even if it's minions, or if it's Krugs, or if it's physical people and stuff like that, you get this new damage chart. So when this battle first kicks off, you'll see what I mean. And basically you get a damage chart on the right hand side which tells you how much damage each of your champions is doing in that battle. Now, I think this is great for that match so you can see who you need to protect, but I also think it's extremely good as well for future matches as well. So if you only get a chance to build certain items on a champion, but in other games you may build something else, then maybe you can know what items you're wanting to get every game by seeing what damages they're doing because of those items. So I think this is a really good feature to see, just because you can learn a lot off it for future games and for that current game itself. So all in all, I think this is a big bonus that they've added in, and I want to see how people use it, abuse it, kind of get the most out of this brand new feature. Now the next thing I want to talk about is a couple champion changes, like some of the more major ones. There is a few minor tweaks in there as well, but just one or two of the major ones. So if you have a look on screen now, you'll see the Elise in the role. Now Elise has been reduced in cost from a 2 cost to a 1 cost. So if you saw my tier list video a couple of days ago, you'll see that I rated Elise quite low, and it's just because she was very weak for a 2 cost champion. Her kind of comps are quite good, so they've just buffed Demon, Shapeshifter is really strong. So I feel like as a 1 cost now, you can get her with the Nidalee, pick up the Shyvana, and then kind of start trading up the Elise for maybe Gnar, and then maybe Nidalee for Swain later on to complete that kind of Shapeshifter comp. But dropping her down to a 1 cost I think is going to help her game, and also make those comps quite interesting as well. So on regular servers I'm not seeing anyone run Demon, but on PvE a lot of people are trying out Demon with the new 1 cost Elise, and it does seem to be winning quite a few games as well. Now before I move on to some more champion changes, I want to mention minion and item changes, because I know this is one that everyone's been complaining about. So as you can see now, Krugs has spawned. So you can see one Krug which has the kind of question mark and the buff around it. Yes, the health bars are gone right now, but that is currently just a PvE bug. It will not be like that when it's actually in the game. But basically the Krug with the question mark and the buff around it, and you also get it with other minions as well, you basically are guaranteed an item from that, and every single person gets it as well. The buff may look differently around them, and it's not because it's a full item, it's just to basically show this Krug has the item. Do what you can to kill this Krug. So if the item was on the far right Krug, I'd just stack on that side, etc, etc. But Krugs does seem a lot stronger as well now. They don't seem as weak as what they were, so you kind of do have to build a bit more early to kind of get rid of them, because they do seem a lot better than what they have been. But I think them changing it so it's a guaranteed item now is very good, very efficient, and it does kind of help a lot of people, because everybody was saying that it's very RNG on the items, but on the rest of it you can kind of plan and do everything how you need to do it. Now there's a couple more other big changes to minions. So the first one I want to kick off with, when you start the game you get the minion wave, you get another minion wave, and then you get this. You get Gromps. So Gromps is now the kind of new kind of third minion wave. So instead of kind of having minion, you now have minion Gromp, which does kind of change the game up a bit, make it kind of interesting with the start, and also one of the Gromps does have the guaranteed item on it. One of the last changes they've made to minions and items and chances to get them is with Dragon. So before you had a chance to pick up 2 items off Dragon, or 2 components for an item off Dragon. But now they've changed that. So instead of you kind of getting the chance to pick up 2 components and then some people not getting any, they've now changed it where you get a guaranteed full item off dragon every single time. And this applies to everyone, it's not a chance for everyone. Every single person gets a full item every time, the same as you would with Rift Herald or Elder Drake and stuff like that. And again, it just increases these kind of items in the game, tries to kind of even out the people that have kind of got more than others. So items is a lot less RNG than it currently is in the meta, and when you play on PvE, if you get the chance, or if you're waiting until 9.14 comes out, then it does feel a lot smoother as a game. When you get to late game, it's not a case of, oh, items are flipping the fights, it's a case of it is 100% down to team comps now, rather than just items getting everything for people. Now, going back to champion changes, so there's a lot of minor tweaks and changes like there is in a kind of any patch with regular league to a lot of champions, where it's like kind of ones that you don't really notice as much. But the big ones that I want to kind of point out, or like the biggest one that I want to point out, is Pike. So I've used a lot of Pike because I've been using the TF, so I've been going the kind of pirate, sorcerer, pirate, gunslinger comps. And Pike doesn't feel anywhere near as good as what he was. So like his stun range is like lowered massively, so it's no longer as kind of busted as it is on a regular server. And he just feels a lot more like kind of balanced than what he was previously. So regarding like say tier lists, what I did earlier, where I'd put him now, I wouldn't say he's A tier anymore. He's kind of dropped maybe B, maybe C even. He's just kind of okay, average, kind of fits in his comp, does his job, and just doesn't kind of go too overpowered with that. Now, before I kind of move on to ranked and how they're currently running it on PvE and how they may be running it on like regular servers when it comes out, I just kind of want to talk about this kind of change as an overview. So these are the kind of main points that they have changed so far, other than ranked, which I'll discuss at the end. But I honestly feel like the game is a lot more balanced, there's a lot less RNG, there's a lot like kind of more thinking and planning in it. So if you're smart and you're looking at what your team enemies are building early, you can kind of pick up the kind of picks they're not picking. Your items are going to be kind of more balanced with everyone because everyone's kind of guaranteed items now, rather than it just being fully RNG based. There is still slightly RNG when it comes to items, but that is always how it's kind of going to be, because that is how the items in this game mode work. Now eventually down the line they may change that, but that is how it is currently. But it is a lot less RNG than it currently is, so it is a lot more balanced, so it's not kind of item favored, it is still a lot more kind of brains and kind of being smart with your picks and your compositions favored. So moving on to ranked, which I know a lot of you are going to want to hear about. So the current way they are doing ranked on PvE is they have put everybody playing on PvE in Iron 5, and it's a case of you climb faster than anyone else. Now I know a lot of you may be thinking, oh yeah, okay, that's fine, but that's going to take forever for me to climb all the way up there, like from Iron 5 all the way up to Challenger or wherever you're aiming to get to. But the thing is, when you win a game, currently you're getting around 110 to 130 LP for a win, and you're getting around like 80 LP for third, around 90 LP for second. So the LPs are massives right now, and there's no placement matches because everyone's been put in Iron 5. There's no promotion matches, so if you get 110 LP for a win, you just jump a division. Now they may add maybe promotion matches and stuff in later, and honestly the way I believe it'll work eventually is you'll get maybe 50 LP for a win or something like that, but as it currently stands, you are getting around 100 plus per win. So it's the same as like a kind of regular season works out, where basically when the season kicks off you get kind of like 26, 27 LP for a win, and then like sort of later on that kind of, well, not fully halves, but it does drop drastically by the time you play like sort of 200-300 games into your season. Now this I believe will be the same for TFT2, because I don't believe you're going to be getting 120 LP for a win all the way up to Challenger, because otherwise you could literally do it in a total of around 35 to 40 games. So I do believe the more games you play, the kind of more even that will work out. Currently I do not know how much you get for losses, as kind of, if you're finishing 5th or below right now in PvE, you're just kind of getting -0. But again, that'll change as well, because there's no way basically everybody's going to hit Challenger eventually, and it's going to be the people playing the most who are the highest ranks. So these are the biggest changes so far. There is other minor tweaks, like I say, but nothing else really notable. So if you have any other questions regarding what is going on in PvE, any other questions regarding maybe your kind of favorite picks currently, are there any changes coming to your favorite picks, then put those questions down in the comments below, and I will make sure that I reply to every single person that comments on this video. If you don't think I will, then do challenge me and put as many comments as you want. If you have enjoyed the video, then subscribe, do like it, and I should be bringing a regular patch notes for 9.14 out tomorrow or maybe the day after, depending on how quickly I can get it done, regarding what is changing to regular league as well. I want to thank you all for watching. If you've made it all the way to the end, then let me know in the comments down below, and I'll make sure to love your comment, and I will catch you guys next time. Thanks a lot again. See ya.